Hi again. I'm going to take you out of Alberta today. We're going to head over to the St. Lawrence River, just across from Quebec City. You'll find the great city of Lévis. And there you'll come across a cafe, Café LaMosaique. And there you'll find a good friend of ours, Catherine Tremblay. Catherine and her husband Jerome are the proud parents of two beautiful children. And their big news for us is that they're expecting their third child in January. So we look forward to hearing the news of that new arrival. Now, Catherine is passionate about her family, for sure, but I'll tell you something else that she's really passionate about, and that's building meaningful community. And she really believes that you can do that in any context. She says often, you can build community anywhere. So she's been working for the past 10 or 15 years at really working in the context of the cafe to use that as the backdrop for building meaningful community. And her team have been really creating a space where they can plant seeds of hope in people. And they've created an environment in the cafe where people of all different backgrounds and beliefs, people who have a variety of giftings and needs and interests, are able to gather together. And as they do that, they can really find a sense of belonging. So listen in as Catherine really unpacks and shares more of how this unique space is creating opportunities for tangible hope and love of Jesus.
Catherine, it's so wonderful to see you. I'm excited for people to get to know you and your heart. Why don't we just jump right in? Why don't you share a little bit in terms of this cafe that you're a part of? Can you tell us more about it? What makes it so unique and different from what we would typically see?
Well, the cafe has been open for 11 years already. So I can say it changed my life at first, and it's changing lives. It's not a regular cafe because, yes, you can come to drink great, tasty, fair trade, organic coffee and food, really good food, but it's a place for community. So we really wanted to create a place that people come and feel included. Why is that? We felt like there was a need to break loneliness and help people find a place of belonging. And for us, it's kind of wanting to live out the values of the kingdom and create this space where people come in and feel like there's something special about this place. And that's what happens all the time. I often explain the cafe as kind of a movie preview, that you show all the best part of the movie so people really want to see the movie. So that's what we try to put forward in what it is to have healthy relationship. Why do we want to love people? Like, how does it make sense? But people come aboard and are part of it, whether they have faith or not, because they want to do good. They want to be part of this, and they see all the influence that is having around, and they want to be part of it. So we're really excited because people feel like it's their own cafe. It's not mine. It's everybody's. It's a place for people that are marginalized, that can feel like they're welcomed, but regular people, if there are any, feel like they're part of it too. So if you want to create inclusion, you have to be able to welcome people from any kind of backgrounds. We don't want to create a ghetto, of course. So that's kind of, I think, the main thing with the cafe is that we've had people dealing with mental health issues, young people wanting to find a place to learn how to work in the workplace, mom that are on maternity leave and feel lonely and want to see people, social worker bringing people in the cafe and saying, you should volunteer here because it's going to be a good, safe place for you. People in the neighborhood just moving in and saying, I don't know anybody, like people told me to come here. So it's kind of, even the city has recognized us as a really essential service as we're going through this COVID time, that we need to be there because there's kind of a safety net with this place that we've created, and we're really excited about it.
That's so cool. I know, it just makes it the kind of place you hear about. I'm like, I want to be there. It's so great. So Catherine, I know that's very much where you spend a lot of your time in terms of the cafe, and there's the heart in that. But I know beyond that, God has had you on this journey, and he's helped give you a great perspective on spirituality and faith in Quebec. Can you unpack some of that for us?
Yeah, well, I grew up in a not a regular home for Quebec, because I grew up in a Baptist home, and for a while, until I was in my 20s, I think I didn't realize what my culture was about, my own, in Quebec. And I grew up thinking that Quebec was really far from the gospel and far from knowing God. And at one point, I realized that it's not that they're far away, it's God is at work everywhere. And sometimes I might be the person who didn't have the right vocabulary or approach on things to create a community where people feel like they can speak about their spirituality and their faith and grow. And I think it's definitely a topic that it's not easy to talk about in Quebec. But I think when you create a safe place, then people are ready to open about those topics. And they're not worse than anybody. They're maybe crazy a little bit sometimes, but like everybody, right? So I think my passion really grew, and God gave me a heart to create community where we have a place to talk about faith and how our life can be challenged by Jesus and by God. And that through my new perspective on my own culture, I realized how many things even in our way of building society is so connected to the gospel. So I think it changed my way of doing things. And I think I learned to love better because I realized God is at work in everybody. And I just want to be part of it. So, yeah.
So great. It's beautiful and it's so practical. It actually aligns so well with what we're talking about at Crossroads right now in terms of being sent, and that looks different in different contexts. So thank you so much for sharing. Catherine, it's been great just to spend a few minutes with you. I know those who know you will be excited to see you. Those who have never met you will now know a little bit about you. So thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's so great to hear from Catherine, just the amazing things that are happening through this little cafe. Now, when I spoke to her, she had 3 things that she wants you to know. One is that they are launching a new internship opportunity. And so this will give people the chance to actually be on a discipleship journey with the Tremblays, but also be part of the family at the cafe. So if you're interested in hearing more, I'd love to talk to you. The other is just the favor they're finding in the community. They received a phone call from the mayor of Lévis just the other day saying, we love what you're doing, we value what we're doing, you're giving back to the community, we want to help renovate the cafe. That's huge. They also, during this time of COVID, have been able to receive huge discounts from their landlord because the landlord believes in what they're doing and wants them to stick around. So that's such a great thing. Finally, she's asking that we can just pray with them. And so if you would pray along with the Tremblays and with the cafe, just pray that they would be able to continue to find creative ways to connect and build community, especially in these times such as today where the cafe has to be closed. They can't gather as they normally would. Also pray for the board members, the staff, and the volunteers, that they would have an abundance of wisdom and energy, and that they would experience the true source of love. And finally, just giving thanks for the amazing community support and relationships that have shown the favor that they've gained, and that they would continue to get that. Okay, so thank you so much, you guys, for praying.